What would you do to save the world? Stop someone from collecting magical gemstones? Upload a virus to an alien mothership? Satisfy a god's corporeal needs in a rest stop bathroom? Find out on this week's discussion of Glorious. Returning this week as friend of the show, Caesar.
Hello, everybody.
I'm Matt.
I'm Chad, and I remembered that this is the 108th episode of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right, so we're back, Matt, and I feel more prepared this week than last week, so that is always a plus, right?
Definitely. And then with that being said, we got to push our YouTube subscribers.
Yes, please subscribe to our YouTube. Was it we used to youtube.com/we used to talk pod. We got a lot of shorts on there. Excuse me. The podcast is on there too. But we're trying to get to like a small mini goal of subscribers. And even if you don't want to listen or will look at our faces on YouTube, we would appreciate a sub. I see Caesar with his phone now, so we appreciate that subscription, sir.
Absolutely. Got to
also, and we do review and look at all of the comments, and we've gotten multiple comments after our RRR review. And they suggested they suggested different movies for us to review in the future, and we are looking at, and we should have some kind of movie review up in the next couple of weeks of the suggestions. So all suggestions are welcomed. We really appreciate it. We appreciate the feedback, and we're here to give you what you want. So you let us know what you want us to review. We can take a look at that.
Yeah. So yes. Also, I don't know, like I'm gonna say a lot of things to get to a point. But one of the we still have that writer strike going on right now. And one of their points of contention was like how streaming services are kind of just like screwing them over. Like one way is like, how no one really knows what the numbers are on streaming shows because streaming networks just don't release that. Like they'll tell you a number, but we don't know if that's a real number. And so it's like that's how you would get that's how you get your residuals if your stuff's on streaming. And so if they aren't telling you how many times somebody's watching an episode of Family Matters, you get 3 cents in the mail.
Right.
And same thing with this original content, these original streaming movies, like the movie Tonight. There's so little information out there. Like the last couple weeks, like when we did what was that Double Date? What was that Chris Evans movie? Dream Date? Ghosted.
Okay, yeah. I was like, Dream. Okay, yeah, Ghosted.
yeah. Like, so we don't have trivia this week because there's nothing out there. And this is basically a one-man act, essentially. So it's like I can't even like bounce stuff off of that. So no trivia this week. Thanks, streaming movies.
Exactly. Messing up for us real podcast people.
Right. But no, Caesar, welcome back, man. We haven't seen you since December, I think.
In December time, yeah, I think that sounds about right.
It's been a good while. Good time to, celebrate the holidays, be with family and whatnot. And you've got some family in town right now?
Yeah, my parents actually came down, which was awesome. I live in Texas, grew up in Connecticut, and that's where my parents stay at.
Really?
My mother actually does not fly. She refuses to fly, right?
Okay.
So they decided to take the train down. And the cool thing about it is they didn't just take the train. It's like a car train. Like they brought their car onto the train.
Oh, like those ferries where you can drive your car onto?
Yeah, right. But they spent the night on the train, and then it took them like more than half the distance, and they drove the rest of the way.
Wow, I did not know we had something like that in America. Because this country really hates public
Trains.
transportation. Well,
Right.
Yeah.
not just trains. We hate buses and subways,
So
which is
it's
technically a
all
train.
about like everything's microwave nowadays. You know, everything's got to be immediate and quick, fast. So everybody hops the plane and they're gone. They're there.
Well, no, because it's like affluent people don't want that stuff in their neighborhoods. I'm talking about buses too.
Oh yeah, trains, buses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Automobiles.
Excuse me?
It's okay. The joke is past. He said planes, trains, and then I just said automobiles.
Oh, I see. Yes. Hilarious. But I do want
somebody out
to
there caught it.
yeah. I do want to roll back a second. You're from Connecticut?
I'm from Connecticut originally. Yeah.
They have people of color in Connecticut?
Man, we got black folks. We got something for gangsters everywhere, man.
This conversation has come up with him previously, like in me and his interaction. So it was like it's funny that this comes up again now that he's doing this. Yeah,
Like this, like don't be like, oh yeah, I'm from Connecticut, I'm from Maine. Like, no, stop it. You're a person of color. They don't want you there. Or did they?
Hey man,
did you have adversity growing up? Like, nah, the show is
Oh, yeah.
different now. Fuck everything that we was gonna talk about. We talking about this now.
Race relations. So the funny thing about it is, like, now that I'm in the South, racism is so much different out here. Like
Yeah,
it's
each region discriminates differently, you know.
yeah, but it's like nice racism out here, you know? Like we don't
Well,
like you Negroes, you just stay over there, okay?
that's Southern hospitality.
Exactly.
see, and that's the racism I like. I like the racism where you tell me, like, I was about to use the incorrect word. I was about to say, hey, black person,
Mhm.
you don't need to go to this restaurant. I understand. I'm about to leave. Versus, as I'm in there in this restaurant, they're not telling me and they're spitting on my food. Right, stuff like that. I like to let me know where I need to be at.
But that's the racism you get in Connecticut, where that's the racism that like that open, like we don't like you, move on. Down here, it's they'll smile at you, you know, and it's like you don't get it until like a half minute later, like, oh, you racist.
But the food be fire though, don't it?
Oh yeah, especially in Louisiana.
Okay,
Yeah.
so as of 2020 is 66.6% white in Connecticut. Will it let me go back some years? So I'm very fascinated now.
I moved out in 2016.
Wait, what? No, when did you go? When were you in the military?
Oh, I was in the Navy from 2004 to 2009, and then I moved back.
I see. No, I'm super interested in this now. Like I this show is derailed officially.
No, there's a lot of black folks who live in Connecticut, but Connecticut's also a very old, rich state. A lot of old money there.
Yeah, and I'm gonna assume very bad public transportation, right?
No, I took that bus everywhere. Public transportation goes everywhere except to the white parts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. No,
That's what I'm saying.
You want to go to the wealthier side of town, it's the bus isn't moving like that. But through the inner cities, yeah, the buses ran heavy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, in the inner city, public transportation is booming, but that's not always where stuff is that you need to be at.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Nah, you don't need to be around those white people. Come on now.
Like, I will use St. Louis as an example. In the St. Louis city, there is not a single Walmart in St. Louis City. You have to go to the county for that, which, you know, if you don't have an automobile and you lived in the city and you need to get to like a Walmart or something. I mean, I guess now you could do Uber or Lyft or whatever, but you get what I'm saying.
I imagine there's bus stops that go directly to Walmart.
Depends on which Walmart.
Yeah, you always know which Walmart to go and which one not to go to.
But that's the good Walmart. That's the bad one. We don't go to that one.
Right, exactly.
But okay, I'm sorry. So what number anniversary is this for your parents?
Oh, they were married in 92. So I believe this is 31.
You didn't even come in here with your math.
Is that not right? 31 years?
No, that's right. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like,
But I'm saying, like, how are we supposed to know?
right. Like you just you threw a number out there. Like, I don't know if they was born in 92. You tell me.
No, they were married in 92.
Okay.
And
So
I'm 38.
hold
So
up. So you were in their wedding?
no, no. We got well, no, I was there. We got married at a because
We?
we because I
The
wasn't giving up my
family.
mom. Yeah, I wasn't giving up my mama without being there like this. No, I'm walking her down the aisle.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Is this your stepfather?
Yes, my stepfather.
Okay. I'm not.
I'm
And
38.
to be clear, I'm not diminishing his role in your life. I thought that you meant your birth. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Biological.
Yes.
Did you grow up with two parents, Chad?
No, I grew up with one. I
Oh,
met
okay.
my biological father 2 times in my whole life.
Ooh. I reconnected with my biological. We're getting deep on here. Ooh. I
So
got
off
back in
track.
contact with my biological father when I was 12.
If we had a conversation about biological fathers, this would be a whole different podcast.
We should have saved
we
this
all
for Father's Day.
we all got stuff to put out there.
Yeah.
My biological father can go fuck himself, honestly. Like, I want nothing to do with him. I have a half brother. He found me a few years ago, maybe 2020. He's an okay guy. He's more keen on like putting the pieces back together, and I don't care. But how did your reconnection go with your father, Caesar?
It was no, so I said 12. What I meant to say was I hadn't seen him since I was 12. We would see each other like once a year as a child support court, which was awesome. You know?
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
And
you
then
remember that meme where he saw like we don't get paid enough for this. You're getting paid? You was getting child support? Y'all knew where to find
no,
that
that's why we
man?
went to court. That's
Yeah,
why we went to court.
y'all knew where to find him?
So no, I didn't get to connect with them from 12 years old until I was 24, and I moved back to Connecticut.
So you
That's when
said
I was able to connect.
connect. What does that entail?
I had a friend who was not a barber, but she owned a salon, and
Okay.
my aunt went to the salon where she owned it. So I happened to see my aunt one day, and she was like, "Let's reconnect you with the family." And that's how I
So
found him.
so you didn't have a relationship with your father, but did you have but you had a relationship with other members of his side of the family?
No, no,
Yes.
not at all. No connection at all. It wasn't until I happened to see my aunt at my friend's salon.
Okay. So but she knew you. Did you know her?
No, I didn't recognize her at all. She knew me off just looking at me.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'd
but
be
she
like that. It'd be like that.
Matt, you don't
yeah.
want to jump in? We work through some of this trauma together.
I don't know.
Well, I know,
I told you plenty of times
I know.
I'm repressing my real feelings.
I keep saying I know, so you'll stop.
No, you asked me the question, and now you want me to put it out there. I was like, I'm repressing these feelings until I fucking explode or whatever the thing is that I have to do these feelings. But in order to this, to know, I completely understand dealing with an absentee father. The only difference is I knew who my father was every single my life. Like I knew where it was. Like once my parents got divorced, I was probably, let me see,
Your
six,
parents were
fifth,
married?
fourth. Yeah, like yeah, exactly. See,
Oh my.
I'm the privileged one out this group. But basically, yeah, they divorced, and I had my stepfather come in, and of course, you still want to, as a kid, you still want to
Yeah.
reconnect with your father and everything, and then when they're not doing what you think they're supposed to do, because I always remember, like when I signed up for the Navy, I called him and I was like, hey, thinking about doing this, blah, blah, blah. And then he was telling me don't do it and everything. He's talking about dying and things and don't do it. And then I ended up doing it anyway, and it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. But then, years of the Navy and coming back and everything, trying to reconnect, it was just like, when you're an old man stuck in your ways, and everybody is the what's the opposite of victim?
Perpetrator?
The oppressor. When everybody is the oppressor and you're always the victim, you cannot move forward. To even where it's times where like, I was 26, 27 out the Navy, and I'm like, hey, I'm married, I have a son. I want you to see my son, you his grandfather, and he wants to talk about, hey, well, your mother did this to me and everything else like that. And we're not talking about that. I was mature enough to be like, let's move past that. Let's start brand new. And he kept wanting to bring my mother up to a point where like, there was like, I had to fucking like, there was times where it's like, I had to treat my father like excuse my language, like a nigga. All right. I don't give a fuck what you guys had before. This is my fucking mother. You're not going to disrespect her. I don't give a fuck what happened in the past. You might be right. You might be wrong. We're not going to do this. We're moving on this. Do you want to see my family? Do you want to see your grandson? Do you want to see my wife and everything else like that, to where we have a conversation and he used to always like disrespect my mother. Oh, she was like this. Nigga, this is not what we fucking talking about. And there was times like I had to hang up on him. I had to do this. I had to curse at him. I had to do all this other stuff to let him know where I'm trying to bring this out. Because I don't want people to be like, oh, no, fuck him. So I tried to, but eventually he got the hang of it. And then I told him, whenever we have conversations, do not bring my mother up. My mother now is happily married. Move on with your life. That was fucking 25 fucking years ago. We gonna move forward. And then eventually he got it. Then one Thanksgiving in Kansas City, we went up there, we drove everything. He was able to see my wife and my grandson for the first time. My son was like 4 or 5 at a time and things like that. But it's a process in order, like, you have to make, if you wanted to make it work, you have to make it work. And it all depends on the person to see if you want to. Like Chad said. Chad said, fuck it, I don't want nothing to do with it. That's perfectly fine. But it all depends on the situation, to where I tried to make it work. And then eventually he got better, and then, it got better until he ultimately passed and everything. But if I would have it was like closure. Like, never mind. I ain't gonna put this in business. I was about to bring up some other stuff. But yeah, it's all about closure and how you want to deal with things. And we all got biological father problems and situations, and hopefully everybody works them out in the best way they can.
So, Caesar, you have a relationship with your biological father now, or what's going on there?
So I've have a relationship now, so much as like I love him. He knows I love him. I know he loves me. I really wasn't able to build a connection with him, but I definitely connected with the rest of the family though. Like I have 3 brothers on that side and a sister. My sister actually lives in my old house out here in Texas now. She moved out here to be closer to me.
Wait, wait. Your whole family. So okay, so that he's from Connecticut too. So all
Yes.
all those POCs was in Connecticut,
Yeah.
just being the 2% on the fucking on the
Yeah.
demo chart there on the census.
Yep.
Your whole
No,
family is the ethnic part.
exactly.
Well, you and your sister moving out. Fuck Connecticut.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I've been trying to get her out of there forever. So she finally decided to move out. But yeah, so I still talk to him 2-3 times a year, just to reconnect and talk about what I got going on in life. But I talk to my sister and my brothers weekly at least.
Mm-hmm. So your parents
Your sister, I said hi.
I'll let her know.
Also, your mama too.
She's here right
Oh,
now.
Tell her. Oh well, I know it's kind of early, but tell her I say Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, me too. She don't know me, but I don't know what's happening right now. I don't know why we're
Yeah.
doing this on air, but okay.
Well, I'm thinking about right after. Tell her I said hi. Tell her I
I'll
said
let her
Happy
know.
Mother's Day.
So okay, it's their 31st and
31st.
32nd, right?
32nd, yes.
Why did they decide to come out?
Because my dad hadn't been out here to see my house yet,
Okay.
to see me. I hadn't seen them in over a year now because of new job transitioning. And
Mhm.
we talked about that on the last episode. So
Mhm.
since I hadn't been out there, in the entire month of May belongs to my mother. Her anniversary is on the 8th. Their Mother's Day is right there in the middle, and then her birthday is on the 28th. So she's like, "We're going to see him. We're staying on there for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was
I have
gonna
no
say,
choice
like,
in
how
that."
long are they staying?
Yeah, like three weeks.
Your money got to be spending. May gonna be a lot. You spending a lot for May.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, I took him to the movies. I took him to an expensive movie theater. It's called iPic in Houston, and the ticket prices are like $35 uh per ticket. But this is like a fancy theater, real nice luxury theater. All the seating are broken up into pairs where they have like cubicle seatings. So it's you, your date, and a table. And then you have the fully reclining chairs, like not like the less expensive theaters where they have the reclining chairs that recline about halfway. No, these things lay down all the way down, and they give you free blankets and pillows. Yeah, very very relaxing situation. Press a
See
little
that, and
button,
that's what, and
and they
that's
bring you
where
food.
I miss about where I'm at now to where I used to be in the States. Like, I'm bougie when it comes to movies. And I love that lifestyle I used to live. And then being here now, especially in Sasebo, they don't have that good stuff. I mean, maybe if I go to Tokyo, Yokosuka, they might have some better movie theaters to do things like that. But it's I,
The theaters with
why it's
hot
so hard?
tubs.
Why can't I recline? Why we still in like auditorium seatings these days? I want better. I
You
want
know,
better for them and for me.
no, we have really been talking about that the last few weeks. I really look forward to you getting back, Matt. The show could do a lot of other things with
No,
movies.
Oh, take it on the
I
road.
know.
No,
Hey, once I get a good,
not even that. We could go to the movies together, see a movie, record and post it within the hour.
Oh, you can record in the theater. Like, shh, don't say nothing. We're
We
recording.
could.
We're live.
hey, we just did Hollywood Shuffle just like them did. We sit it through movie theater and be like, hated it.
But no, man, because it's summertime's coming, and I wanted to do a hot movie that's coming up and have it posted on the day, but like scheduling and is it going to
Yes.
get released
Hey
in
man.
Japan appropriately and all that stuff.
So I was looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy, but
Yeah, best
Japan is
movie out.
behind.
But what did you think
So
of the
what was your
movie?
Man, I enjoyed it. I actually think it's like the number one Marvel movie of Phase 4.
No,
Of this
no,
entire phase.
we're in phase 5 now.
Are we in Phase 5 now? Well, phase 5.
Ant-Man 3 kicked off phase 5.
Oh, well, shit. I think it's the best one of the past 5 years, probably. You say that.
Okay. Okay.
so I
I really
I haven't
enjoyed
seen
the
it
whole.
yet. I haven't seen it yet, but you see that thing of like Game of Thrones where it's like the drawing of the horse and it's like a magnificent horse, and then at the end it gets crazy. So what I've seen for this one is Guardians of the Galaxy, the trilogy, it's a perfect horse. So
I
now
did not
based
like the second movie. That's the
I
one
heard
with
a lot.
Kurt Russell. He came in. Oh, more absentee biological fathers. He
Yeah,
came
yeah.
in. He's like, "I'm your dad, Star Lord," and like for the majority of the movie, they were like in one place. And like for me, Guardians of the Galaxy is like you're hopping to different places, like in the first one, and it's like they were just there on ego.
Mhm.
I don't know. It felt like it was trying too hard for me. So
Yeah.
I've seen that meme too, and I don't agree with it.
Yeah,
So
I
you
can't say
say,
it was a
wait,
perfect trilogy.
before I say that, Caesar, finish what you were saying about the third one.
Also, I really like how they well, number one, are we okay with spoilers? Are you okay with spoilers? I know you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, as we're saying this now, if you don't want to hear spoilers, skip ahead. But go ahead, do what you need to do. It's been out for a week or so.
I like the fact that they didn't bring back together Gamora and
Peter.
Peter Quill. I really like that they kept her
What?
storyline going.
Wait, so they died?
That's not what he said, but all right.
So what do you mean they didn't bring them back? That means they died.
That they didn't get back together as a couple.
Yeah, as a couple.
Oh, we said they bring them back. Okay. Okay. All right.
I really liked how they stuck to the storyline for what it was, which was really an awesome backstory for Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely worth to watch. Best Marvel movie of the past 5 years. Not the best TV show, because TV shows are better, but the best movie for the past 5 years.
Yeah, once it gets out here, I plan on watching it.
It'll be on Disney Plus before it comes out.
Hey, shit, that's even better. I enjoy that whole.
That once more, that's part of the problem, man.
No, that's not a part of the problem. That's a part of them. They should make me want to go out and see it in town.
I'm talking about the current strike that we have going on right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'll be thinking about things like, yeah, they should be picketed.
Before we hop away from you, Caesar, last time you were on the show, you were talking about there was like some issues with your coworkers and lunch, and some folks not wanting to like treat the crew, and that kind of falls on like you and other people. Did that ever get resolved?
No, we're at the point where people just stopped bringing food. We're still struggling along, asking like, hey, who's got it tomorrow? But it's really getting to the point where it's no more, which is sad because I like to spend.
No, I get you.
It breaks down to where it's only like $10 for each day, because I spend $40 for my one day, and then there you go.
I'd still say you guys just have a calendar and like, hey, if you aren't, like how some jobs have like a birthday club, and it's like it's not for everybody because everybody don't celebrate birthdays, so they don't want to be included. So it's like we all pay X amount into this fund, and on your birthday we're doing something. So like, hey, coworkers, if y'all want to get in on this, here are the names, and these 6 people or whatever have agreed to supply lunch for these 6 people because we put in. What
if they don't want to celebrate their birthday?
No, were you? So you weren't listening.
I think he just walked away or something.
Yeah, I will need some water. My bad.
No, I said, how like they have like birthday clubs where it's not for everybody because everybody doesn't celebrate them. So it's like if you're in the birthday club, basically you're given X amount of money per month to make this happen. Do that for the lunch. Whereas like you got a crew of 10 people, these 6 people are doing the lunch crew, and these 4 people are fucking off because they aren't contributing. Like make it more regulated, but as opposed to just throwing it out there. Who's getting lunch?
Yeah. So really, there was like one guy who kept it going because he would automatically bring the first day of the set. He would bring breakfast or dinner, depending on what it was. He was always the one to guarantee to bring the first one, and then he would keep a mental track. He was an older gentleman. He just retired like a couple weeks ago. He would keep a mental track of who has brought and who hasn't, and then he would ask the next guy like, "Hey, you think you can bring something next week or for tomorrow?" And then of course, like when the old gentleman walks up to you and say, "Hey, you're gonna take care of that," then you go take care of that.
Right. Seniority.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of.
but he's gone now. And the guy who was supposed to take over the position, he's been bringing the food. But man, I just talked to him the other day about like, hey, what about this next person? They haven't brought anything in a while. He's like, well, it's not my job. And I'm like, bro, you're the one who took over. And I know it's not your job to ask who's going to bring breakfast, but damn, you said you said you were going to take over.
You got to regulate this stuff, man. Calendars and, just an order of operation. You got it.
Yeah.
But all right. So time of recording. It is Mother's Day Eve for Caesar and myself, and it is Mother's Day for Matt. Time of posting, all that was last week, and we don't care anymore. But I hope you guys did listen to that bonus episode we dropped last Sunday. It was a fun one. But Matt, what did you do for Mother's Day since it is your present at this time?
I haven't done anything yet.
Well, the day is young for you. You still got time to run down to the 7-Eleven and get her a card and fucking Fortnite gift card.
Nah, man. I'm hoping there's a guy on the street selling flowers. That'd be a sweet deal for me. Now, but for real,
I have that.
I had.
He's everywhere.
No, they don't. But I had my son cook the wife breakfast, and this is first time that I did not. I was all verbal teaching. He physically did everything. This is first time that he cooked pancakes, bacon, scrambled eggs. He was very excited, very scary at the same time. As he's cooking the bacon, he's like, it's getting on me. And I'm like, that's the grease is supposed to do that. He was like, can I wear gloves? I'm like, gloves ain't gonna help. It's just what it is. Grease pops on you.
Why you tell that boy to wear sleeves?
Nah, because he needs to learn the hard way, just like everybody else do.
Nah, well, first off, you should have put that shit in the air fryer. That's first of all. Because then that
new generation, everything can't go in the air fryer. Wait. Well, a side story, I had cooked bacon in the air fryer.
Yeah,
but part of the story, everything can't go in the air fryer.
I just say that because you could be having that in the air fryer, not worrying about it while you're doing the pancakes.
Right? No, you absolutely right. Everything.
Order of operation, Caesar.
See, now you bringing up math and everything. See, this is what we talking about.
Hey, he started it with so if you take 1991, right, and you carry the 7, how long have my parents been married?
92.
See, I need to know where the parentheses are at to know which way I need to go. But yeah, so I need to teach these kids the hard way. They can't just live off air fryer. They need to learn how we do things. But no, he got it. He did scrambled eggs. I didn't eat none of it because he didn't make enough, but that's failure on his part.
Okay, I thought you was like, I watched him, but I still don't trust him.
No, I was like, make him read the box. This says it makes 2 to 6 pancakes. He was like, that's all I need. I was like, okay.
You had this boy. You had this boy measuring. His ancestors supposed to tell him when to stop.
It ain't all of his ancestors.
Oh.
It ain't all of them. It's only half of them. He could deal with only half of his ancestors. So he had to follow the box. That's what I told him. The more you do this, the more you don't need to measure and you'd be fine. Because as he's doing it, how do I know when you need to flip it? I was like, I don't know. I just know when to flip it. He was like, well, how do you know? And I was like, I don't know. I've just been doing this long enough. So I had to teach him how to learn how to do it.
It bubbles.
Yeah, you look
pancakes. Why? Yeah, pancakes and bubbles. But I'm saying, bacon and eggs. It's kind of like depending on how you want it to be.
Why would you flip eggs? What are you talking about?
Well, not flip eggs, but you got constantly turn it and everything else. Like depending on how you want your scrambled eggs.
You're making this more. See, that's why the boy was nervous. You're making this more complicated than it needs to be.
No, that just sounds like you eating basic ass eggs. That's what it sounds like.
I'm eating basic eggs. You over here flipping eggs. Right. Why you? I get if you making over. You scrambling eggs. I get if you was doing over easy.
So what? You just crack the eggs and you just stir it. All right, you eating basic. All right, don't worry. How are you doing your scrambled eggs?
I had milk to it.
I'm scratching
Makes
like
it
I'm a
fluffy.
DJ.
All right. Well, we see the problem right there. See,
Man,
Edit.
I'm over here on
See?
some top shelf stuff. You know, put a little
Ah,
little razzle dazzle in that shit.
well, this razzle dazzle is that a shredded cheese?
No, I don't really do a lot of cheese. Well, I do, but
You
not a
ain't
lot of
ready
time.
there yet, Chad. See, don't worry. You knew. Well, I ain't gonna say you knew this. I don't know how long you've been cooking, but no, you got to do more than scrambled. You can't just mix it up. That's not how you do it.
We're talking specifically about scrambled eggs. I do a little bit in the kitchen, all right?
I do a little bit, but the way you coming at me while I'm trying to teach my son, make it feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
You telling this young man to flip a scrambled egg?
So let me ask you a question.
I'm
So,
listening. I'm here.
as Chad would explain to me, you teach the public how do you do scrambled eggs?
All right. Well, we're gonna get a pan, right? We're gonna heat that motherfucker up.
Mhm.
We gonna get some butter. You know, put that motherfucker in there. You know, make it nice and slippery and shit, right?
You can't use Pam.
No, we're doing the butter for a reason, because we want
Coconut oil.
well, we want buttery
Okay.
eggs. You know, so you can get the little fluffiness in it. You know, so I personally am a person that cracks the egg and immediately puts it in the pan. My mom, when she cooks, she is an egg beater. Like, she'll put it in something and beats the egg. I never really was a fan of that. Where do you stand on that?
I put my eggs in a bowl separately. I beat the eggs and then put whatever I need in there. If I'm putting shredded cheese or whatever kind of sauce or whatever I'm doing at that time, I put it in there separately in a bowl. Then I put it on the skillet.
Caesar, where you stand?
Yeah, it goes. You gotta whisk it. You don't beat it. You whisk the eggs.
But so
That's part of it.
you're not going.
He's fancy.
Little salt, pepper, and some and a little bit of milk, just to and it helps fluff it all up.
Okay, so you don't just throw it right in the pan.
No, they get scratchy. Or no, how do you explain it? It doesn't come out the same if you beat it in the pan. You whisk it in the pan.
But what quick question. Both of you guys mentioned milk. What is the milk?
I did not mention milk. I said butter.
No, I said it's
butter. Okay, so milk. What does the milk do? Because I don't add milk to my eggs. Should I?
So my uncle used to work at
preference.
at Denny's. He used to work at Denny's, and that's where he learned it. It's like it's just it adds to the fluffiness. You know, it I don't know how it does it. I can't tell you, but it does. Try it sometime. Try it one side. Whisk up with some eggs on one side, and then in another pan, whisk up some with the milk that's already added to it. Like stir it up all the way into it though.
I think we all need to make some eggs and compare.
Yeah.
Is this a contest? Is this a contest?
I mean, a true contest is when we're all together. But you know,
right you better test. I mean, you can't base it off looks. It better be a taste and everything else like that. Yeah. All right, don't worry. We'll say this for a year from now when I'm back in the States, and then we can do something.
You won't be here in a year from now, so stop.
I might.
Okay. What is Sanctuary?
Okay. So Sanctuary is this new TV show on Netflix. It's about sumo wrestling. It's 8 episodes. I love this series until the very ending. Me and the wife watched this, and I don't know how much information you guys know about sumo wrestling in general. All I know is, like, you know, the champion is called a Yokozuna. That's all I know. But, you know, just big fat guys pushing each other. Okay, so the show is about an outspoken and violent young man who joins the world of professional sumo under the name of Ino for the sake of money. Basically, he's this outspoken gravitas character who's like what they consider, quote unquote, the bad boy of sumo as he joins. And, you know, in Japanese culture, everything has rules. And
this is you said this is a documentary or like a drama?
Drama. It's an 8-episode drama. and you have professionalism, everything. So now you have this new character involved in sumo, and he has a gravitas of basically it's like MLB where they flip a bat and they're like, oh no, that's not good, that's not baseball or whatever like that. So you got him doing things in sumo to where the fans don't like it, the owners don't like it, and then he learns and he gets better. And one thing I really loved about this show was that it just shows you how much it's not just fat dudes pushing people around. It shows you the endurance, the work ethic, all the training they go through in order to do sumo. It's not just pushing people around. So if you ever want to take a look at sumo, how like the actual competitors are, the wrestlers, it's a amazing show. Like as the show was going on, I talked to the wife. I'm like, oh, is this true and this true and things of that nature? And she was like, yeah, it goes through that. So it goes in, it's very good in depth about what they actually go through on a day-to-day basis to be a sumo and do everything.
Okay.
But also the very ending is very shitty. But I'll leave that up to you to decide how you feel about that. But yeah, Sanctuary on Netflix. Also Sanctuary on Netflix here. I don't know if that's Sanctuary on Netflix where you at.
So is it in English or is it in English or is it dubbed?
No, it's a subtitle.
Subtitled. Okay.
Yeah.
There's an option for a horribly dubbed version because Netflix doesn't care about subtitles. Dubs.
Right. I always say never go for dubbed. Always subbed is always better.
It is on American Netflix.
All right, yes, you should definitely check that out. It's very good. Only episodes. We watched it all in one day. So nice. Yes, it's a nice watch. It's a nice watch, and you be educated, and the drama in it is very good.
That's funny. So when you click on it to play in on our side, it says the first option, it defaults as English language, and this is gonna be bad.
Right. I don't even know what that's gonna be like as English.
Oh God, it's terrible. Like the dude, he just said something in Japanese, but it's muted. He moved his lips and then not moving his lips. Good job, sir. Oh, sorry. Great job, sir. I'm trying not to
see. That's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what you do, dubbed is never the way to go. It's always subbed.
Even the words that they use is different,
I mean, they may not have that in English though.
Well, no, because there's times where like I've read stuff in Japanese and the Japanese I know that's not the right thing that what they're translating.
Yeah, like and the English will be like, could you go over there? But the Japanese subtitles will be get the fuck out.
right, yeah.
Right. The intention's the same, but it's different. There's some spice to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why you always listen to the original language because you will get even though the words might not be intense, the way they say this in French or Japanese or whatever, Spanish, the connotation that they say it in, you'll get the exclamation point and everything else like that. That's all I say. Whatever you watching, watch it in its original language.
But Matt, people like to play on their phone when they watch TV. You can't do that when it's subtitled.
Hey man, I understand that. That's why I had to set time away to be like, all right, I got to sit down and watch this. I get it. There was times where like Netflix got a new show, a new cartoon or whatever, where it's in English. But I was bullshitting with that. But then when it was time to watch this, I had to set time that I'm about to devote my attention to this. I get it. I agree 100%.
All right. What's the last thing you saw?
Have you heard of Air? It's a movie with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
You're asking the audience because it's not like we haven't posted a whole clip on it about Air on our social media.
Did we?
Yeah, you were there, Caesar. Remember? I made the joke about I shouldn't have saw a movie. I shouldn't have saw Renfield with Rachel we should have saw Air, and
Yeah.
then you were like, who would play us in the biopic? Ben Affleck and blah blah
Right,
blah blah
right,
blah blah
right,
blah blah
right.
blah.
Did you ever watch it though?
No, is it? I think it's on Prime at this point.
I don't know who did the marketing for this or whatever it is. This movie is good.
That's what I hear. Like the trailer made it look terrible, but I heard that
Yes.
that was good.
Yes. Yeah, you have Matt Damon, you have Ben Affleck, you had
Chris Tucker.
Jason. Well, yeah, I was gonna that's saving for last. Ozark, Jason Bateman, Chris Tucker. This movie is very Viola Davis. This movie is very good.
Viola Davis is real life husband.
Yes. It's about the signing of Michael Jordan with his Nike shoes and everything else like that. And one thing I did appreciate during this movie is they never show Michael Jordan's face. It's like the back of him or whatever. So he, even though he is the quote unquote focal point of the movie, he person wise is not the focal point. It's all the other actors like his mama, his daddy, everybody else involved. This is a good movie.
Is he?
I recommend this.
Is it
no,
really Michael?
He's not. No. It's just a character or whatever like that.
Yeah, the point. He's not the point of the movie.
It's not his story.
Right. It's just
it's not.
Yeah, technically it's not a story. It's just about him, but acting on point, story on point. But it's kind of like if you know anything about basketball, shoes, and everything else like that, you know the outcome of things like that. But like the way they did everything, I enjoyed it. Viola Davis, you know, she's amazing. She's Hunter. She's going amazing. And it was like, as I was watching this, I was like, if I have a biopic for my mama, would I want Viola Davis to play my mama? And I'm like, I don't know if my mama that serious though to be able to like. This is like Viola Davis is like 100. I was like, I don't know if my mama Viola Davis level.
But she's so overexposed, man. Like if we doing biopics on our mamas, I'm calling Oprah.
Okay, pause the story real quick. So before I finish, yes, go out and see Air. It's a great movie. I know they didn't promote this shit good enough. It's a great movie. Go out and watch it. Now
it lost money, by the way. $90 million budget, $85 million worldwide.
And that's all promotion because it wasn't promoted correctly. Now, enough for that. We don't care about the money stuff. Now, who's playing the mamas? All right. So you said you want Oprah to play your mama. Mm-hmm. Okay, now why do you want Oprah to play your mama?
Well, Oprah's a great actress, but she's not overexposed in acting like a Viola Davis. Like you get sprinkles of Oprah. Like she'll pop up in a movie like, oh damn, Oprah in this? Oh well, let's go. Viola Davis, you know what she about to do.
I just feel like Oprah. But I'm trying to think of my mama. I'm trying to think of my mama personally. Who would I want to play mom? Not just like I want a gay actress to play my mama. I'm trying to think somebody who can correlate.
But also my mom's old, right? So it's like you got Viola Davis, sort of Octavia Spencer. Like who are our older black women now? You know,
I was gonna go for Angela Bassett. Like if I had to pick somebody to play my mama in a biopic, I'd have to go for Angela Bassett because of that scene in Wakanda
Black
Forever.
Panther.
It reminded me of my mama.
Okay.
Ooh, what about Alfre Woodard?
I feel like she is the poor man's Viola Davis.
Honestly, that's kind of crazy. Like later on, or especially you, or I guess everybody, ask your mama if we did a biopic of your life, who would she want to play your mama? And then report back later
who would she want to play herself?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like I'm curious. I say I'm curious to see who my mama will say. Shit, I know my mom might say something like Janet Jackson or something like that. Because my mama's similar to. Oh, Janet
Oh,
Jackson
definitely.
could play my mama. I think my mom. Oh, I think Janet Jackson could play my mama. If I show you a picture, I'm not. Well, I show you guys, listeners. Sorry. If I showed you a picture of my mama and I showed you a picture of Janet Jackson, you'd be like this. Okay, I get it.
Right. I get it. So I went to the movies a few weeks ago, and I caught a movie called Polite Society. It's on a limited run. And it is a movie about a Pakistani young woman like in high school in the UK. Well, actually, let me back up. So this movie is a little bit surreal, kind of like a Scott Pilgrim, not like to that comic booky extreme, but like there's bits where like she gets into a fight at school and the girl like throws her into like the trophy glass case, and it's just like, oh, okay, like it's kind of cartoony, like there's no blood, nobody's like what the hell just happened, everybody's like, yeah, this is reality, you know. Like she gets into a fight with her sister and it gets so rough that she gets pushed through like they break the door down, and the parents are like, stop making all that noise. So it's like kind of goofy.
Okay.
A young woman, she wants to be a stunt person when she grows up, and she has her sister like record YouTube videos and stuff for her. And the plot is basically her sister starts dating this rich guy, and she feels like her sister's like drifting apart and like not being the sister that she's grown up with, because like she's quote unquote growing up and being more mature with this older guy. Like the sister's like in her 20s, like mid 20s or whatever. So like the movie is her trying to like destroy their marriage before they get married. And it's a really funny scene where her and her friends make chloroform and they try and like kidnap her at the wedding. Cause like they're like, how long do I have to hold this on her face before she gets knocked out? And it's like homemade chloroform, so it's not like powerful enough.
I've seen the commercials for it.
It's really funny.
What is that on Netflix? Or
So I don't think it's in theaters anymore, but it's a Universal movie, so it's gonna be on Peacock if it's not there already. It was a limited release. A lot of fun. I'm glad I got to see it in the theater. Because it's on Peacock, so nobody's gonna watch it.
yeah, does anybody actually own Peacock?
That's universe. Oh, anybody subscribe to it? I couldn't tell you, man.
They've got like 5 subscribers.
Right. They're still trucking along.
You got to keep going. You got to keep working hard for it. You know.
I'm just what happened, man? Like, why do these studios think that they're gonna get as many users as a Netflix? Nobody wants to download new apps. That's the real thing.
So really, what it is that so many people have cut the cable, as it was a term they coined from cable companies, that these companies in order to get their content to reach people with their content, they have to try to match up with the streaming services.
But that's the thing though, like before they were selling their content to Netflix and making money. You're losing money having a streaming service that nobody's using, and you have to make new content.
But what did Netflix do? Netflix went and started making their own content, which was way better
because they saw which way the wind was blowing.
Yeah.
But no, but also Netflix is not the example. They do nothing but hemorrhage money.
Well, we're not talking about money, we're talking about content.
We're talking about content and money. Like that's the reason why these companies started streaming services, money.
Yeah. And like you said, like I was saying, they cut the cord, so they're losing money and they got to find a way. You're right. But even if Netflix isn't making a lot of money off of them just because their model isn't the best, it's still much better content than what anything that not CNBC, but NBC, Peacock has been putting out, you know?
No, I agree. But also it's like you could probably make the best show that ever streamed streaming and put it on Peacock or Paramount Plus, and people aren't going to hear about it because people don't want to download and pay for new apps.
That's true. Plus, like it's like, because I don't say a monopoly, but thing is, Netflix can go anywhere. I know wherever you go is different content, but Netflix is everywhere. You can't get Hulu here.
Right.
You can't get
well, that's the thing though. But your Hulu content is on your Disney Plus.
Right. And yes, and my Disney Plus is whack. I ain't gonna lie, because it's like they have anime on Disney Plus here, but there's no subtitles. Even for stuff that has subtitles, there is no subtitles. Like Attack on Titan, One Piece, which we know have subtitles, but Disney Plus on it, there is no subtitles. It's
you should know this.
Right. I'm just saying
I'm not saying you. I'm saying we don't have subtitles here because, like, why would there be? You speak
exactly
Japanese.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Where all of us don't. All of us are learning. All right. We're still learning.
Last thing is it was Star Wars Day recently, and they had a sale on Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. So I bought it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna relive the old days of, like, Lego games. Fun. And this game's fucking terrible, in my opinion.
Why?
So basically the actual levels themselves are like super short, and they want you to like play in the open world for the most part. Like there's like so many open worlds, like whole planet size open worlds, and you can get into a spaceship and fly off the planet and go to another planet. But it's like, that's not what Lego games are, in my opinion. Like Lego games like kind of keep you somewhat contained to an area, because it's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to find items and stuff. I don't want to clear a whole planet-sized planet, find all the collectibles, get in a spaceship, and go to another damn planet. So it's asking a lot as a player. And like the neat thing about Lego games is like they're 2-player games. So, but like player 2 doesn't have anything to do. Like they made a player 1 focused game, and then player 2 is an afterthought. And like they've always been like very collaborative. They've been good like little brother, little sister games, or like I'm playing with my romantic partner, and maybe my romantic partner is not great at video games, but at least they're actually contributing.
Got you. Well, yeah, that's always good.
So not so much here. But time of recording, my copy of the new Zelda game will be here Monday, so I will definitely be talking about that next week.
That was going to be my next question of how that. So I'll be standing by. I went to go. They don't have it right here in the next locally. The
base
shop, the base shop. They don't have it available right now. So I know my son is eagerly waiting to play this game. So once they have it, I'll get it for him.
People still play Zelda games?
Man,
you missing out. Breath of the Wild, you crazy out here, Caesar. Breath of the Wild was fire.
That's one of the best games, period.
Really?
Seriously.
Hey man, you got to step away from Call of Duty
and all this Madden and 2K.
And 2K, even though I love 2K though, Madden not so much. But yeah, I just want to add this real quick to get your thoughts on this. It came out yesterday that The Rock, spoilers.
Hey, editing Chad here. We said some stuff, had to edit the stuff. This is where the stuff used to be. All right. Cool. Okay. I'm probably gonna make that a bonus episode. There was some good content. That specifically, we hate The Rock, and please tag him in that. But yeah,
exactly. I need him to defend himself on this shit.
But all right, we are getting way over. So this week we discuss Glorious.
Everything all right over there, my friend?
I'm not much of a bathroom talker.
You're not in the least bit curious as to what I have to say.
I'm just not into conversations with random dudes hiding out in bathroom stalls.
No one is coming to help you, friend.
So you're a god living in a rest stop bathroom in a stall that's glory hole adjacent.
I am he. I am that God.
After a breakup, Wes ends up at a remote rest stop. He finds himself locked inside the bathroom with a mysterious figure speaking from an adjacent stall. Soon, Wes realizes he is involved in a situation more terrible than he could imagine. So before we actually discuss this movie, Caesar, why are we reviewing this movie?
So I happened to be watching a random TikTok, and it was a trailer for this movie. I was like, I know two guys who do movie reviews, and I thought that it would be hilarious if you guys did a review on this movie, Glorious, about a monster on the other side of a glory hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's all it took.
Content is content, baby. Matt, give me your positives of this movie. No, sorry, give me your negatives.
My negatives, the acting.
Of everyone, of the main character, who?
No, just the main character. I really like.
And
J.K.
the main character
Simmons.
kind of was everyone.
No, what's the name of Spider-Man?
J.K. Simmons.
Oh, Spider-Man.
Tom Holland.
Oh, J.
No,
Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, J. Jonah Jameson was good on this.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
Right. Oh, that was very good. That didn't be our intro. But no, I really liked him on this.
I just want your negatives, Matt. Caesar, what were your?
I enjoyed that.
More.
Wait, are you still going, Matt?
No, go ahead.
Okay. You said my positives or my negatives?
Your negatives.
The negatives for this movie is it's like definitely a B movie, a budget movie. For me, this was the type of movie that you would watch. You don't pick this movie to watch. This is one of those movies where you're on the plane and this is the only movie that's playing there, and you're stuck for 2-3 hours just sitting there watching this movie. And you're like, what am I watching? It's not a bad movie though. It's not like, just to cap it off, it's not a bad movie, but it's not a good movie. You know, there was nothing for me that was terribly bad about it.
I 100% agree with you. Like when I finished watching this, I was like, this is fine. This movie is fine. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm not mad that I spent an hour and a half watching it. It was just fine. Yeah, like I negative, I don't like that it was just like not spectacular. It was just fine. Like it didn't do anything to like go out the box, and it was such an interesting premise. Like I get that they were trying to have some mystique around the character.
Wait, they didn't do anything outside the box? There's a glory hole.
Right, but it's like nothing outside the box to where all I could say was this movie was fine. Like this is a really interesting premise, but this is something I'm gonna run around and tell people to watch because it's like it's fine. Like you didn't fuck up what you had, but you didn't do anything spectacular with it.
Yeah, it was like a kind of like a one-off, and there was nothing more that could be like. There's so much more they could have done with it,
Right?
That could have led into something extra more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like you didn't do bad, but you should have done more.
Like, I mean,
All right, with that being said, like I agree with what you just said about how it wasn't bad, but how would you guys have made it better?
Well, I would have
Because
had it. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm saying like I feel like the premise is good,
Right, and unique.
they needed
yeah, and unique, right? But it's kind of like it's like I know what you're saying, where they could have done something differently with the whole entity being godly like, but it's just I don't know. It's like I get it. It could have been done better, but I'm not sure how
Let,
could have done.
let me break down for you real quick, like an easy out for them, the way they could have made it so much better. Number one, so you got the God being, right? And then you got the guy. They're fated to meet up, whatever, right? Because I really enjoyed the backstory of the God. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you said the god or the guy?
The God.
Okay.
The God and how it, because I was always into like Norse mythology and stuff like that. So I like different mythologies. So for me, what should have happened was they should have had our main character be the physical representation of the God, the two being one.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? When the guy,
yes,
when the
yes.
God was saying, "I can't protect us for long," it was like it's us is as in we are one, and that's I really thought that's where they were going to go with it.
Oh, and actually, that would have made sense because it spoilers. I mean, don't fucking watch it. Well, spoilers.
Watch the movie.
It turns out the main character is a serial killer of some sort, and what you just said would be interesting because like his whole goal was to help foster the end of the world, right?
Yes.
Right.
And so, like, if his physical form was going out there individually killing people, that would make some sense.
And then also because that's what because the our main character grew up with a bad father, and the God being is running from his own father. It would have been a match to where he where the basically kind of like a Jesus kind of similar to how gives of himself. You know what I'm saying?
I get what
He
you're
went
saying.
through our hero, quote unquote, our hero went through this whole situation where he was all bad, and then he gives himself up for the universe,
Right.
and it would 100% would have made the movie, number one, more enjoyable, but number two, opened up the door for future movies,
Yeah.
potentially expanding on the
I
storyline.
mean, but no, that would just be a more interesting story because they're teasing out throughout the movie, like there's more going on with the guy. And his
Yeah.
backstory was kind of interesting, but to have it, have the two characters actually be one and them being together is actually a really bad thing would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Another thing they could have did was they could have played more into, is this actually happening? Like a Total
Oh.
Recall.
Yeah.
That's where I leaned at to more where as I watched it was, is this actually happening? Is this in his mind? Is he just at home tripping off something? Like that's where I leaned at towards.
Is he
more.
still like, is this a drunken dream? Because like it opens with him like getting really drunk.
Right?
Yeah. I was thinking that female trucker that helps him with the vending machine, I was hoping that she was going to, in all reality, be the father that the demon or the God was trying to run from. There was so much more, that like that he could have done with the movie. Even the ending at the very end when he makes it out of there, the ethereal being talks to him, and then it's over. It's just over. Like, what do you mean it's over? Like, give me some conclusion.
Right.
Like, you just got a serial killer back on the loose.
Well, no,
Right.
I read that ending as he was going to die.
Well, he cut out his own liver, so he probably does die.
But I did like how the plot of it, where we, as we're watching it, we assume that he is just a regular guy, a good guy, and everything else like that until 85% of the movie. Then we realize, or maybe it was like 95% of the movie. Then we realize, okay, no, he's a serial killer and things like that, and then he's not a good guy. I like that part about it to where we're rooting for him all the way through, and they're like, never mind.
So I want to read a quote because I really like this in the movie when he gives himself to the being and he says, "Am I a hero?" And the being says, "No, heroes are remembered. You will be forgotten. Is what you deserve." And I love that line.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So my last thing is Brenda, his love interest. Was it just me, or did she look like a Wish.com version of Allison Brie?
Actually, when I was like, oh, she kind of cute. Um, I, I don't know. I take another look at her, but I enjoyed her.
I enjoyed her. If you're watching on YouTube, I will put a picture of her up right now. But for our group chat, I'll throw a link in there for you to see her. Look
All
at this
right.
picture and think of Allison Brie as well.
So wait, I to me like the big twist though, y'all y'all weren't surprised when he stuck his little peeper his he stuck
I
his dick in
enjoyed that. I like that. Because my thing is the whole time I never thought that. I thought it was the other way around. Like the being wanted him to do it, right?
Right.
So when
Same.
so when he stuck his in there, he was like, "What are you doing?" I was
What are you
like, "No,
doing?
it's the other way around. He wants you to reciprocate it." But then it wasn't that at all, so that's why I got confused. He's like, "What am I supposed to do with that little human penis?"
Like I'm like, we're not gonna talk about this. That was the best part right there. I laughed
Right.
so hard. Trivia question: would you do it?
To save the universe.
Save
Well,
the
No,
no, I'm not cutting my liver out. Now
No, I'm talking about because he didn't know it was his liver at first. Would you stick your penis in the hole?
oh yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Yeah,
How long was it
when I mean,
before or after
I
he got
understand.
killed?
Well, I understand. Well, before, because I understand when he was trying to find his way out or whatever. That once he realized there's no way out. I mean, when he was like, "Fuck it, I'll do it," I was like, "Okay, I get it." And then, but then the liver thing. Nah, man, I'm sorry. We all about to die.
We doing a little bit too much. Like,
Right, I'm saying.
can you just open the stall up and just eat my liver? Like, just kill me right now.
Right.
Can
That's
you
what I'm
find
saying.
it?
Like,
Where
right when he was like wrong side, I was like, you might as well do this yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
this is over. I was like, a little dick sucking or whatever like that. All right, we can do that for humanity, but
Right.
like cut myself open. And he was like, "Is it gonna hurt?" He was like, "Yes." Well, he didn't say yes. He was like basically it's gonna hurt really hard, really much. And I was like, "Yeah, you might. We ain't doing this."
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. What do y'all think the Rotten Tomatoes was on this movie?
Ooh,
Right.
I say it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
It was
It's
fine.
Yeah, so I go with a 65.
I go with a 78.
86%.
Oh wow. They enjoyed it.
Now, the audience score, on the other hand,
Of three, the three people that watched it, us.
it's over 100 audience scores. Audience ratings is a 50%, 56%.
56%.
Mm. On a regular thing, as we tell our audience, should they go with the audience score or the critic score?
We all agree this movie was
50-50.
fine. It was fine.
It wasn't a bad movie. It was not a bad
Yeah.
movie.
It wasn't a bad
Yeah.
movie. It wasn't a good movie. It was fine.
Right.
Why did the black man have to die first?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But
technically, the white woman died first. Technically,
True.
on my letterbox, it's gonna get a 3-star.
I think I gave it 3 stars. I don't remember.
Oh. But yeah, like when he died, I was like, really? Y'all gonna do this right now? Because like I know that like visually, him dying, I was like, you really gonna do the black man like that? But I get it though.
All right. Any final thoughts on this movie before we close out?
Yeah, whatever you guys see it on, if it's on, watch it. You'll be entertained, but you don't need to go out looking for it.
Yeah. Touching the toilet, that was nasty. My immediate thoughts when he touched the toilet, like, what are you doing? he was all the toilet, public toilet. It was terrible.
Mm.
And then I got really hard Chris Pratt vibes from this guy. Like,
Do you know
that's
who
what I
he
felt
is?
like. Huh?
Do you know who he is?
No, who is he?
Did you ever watch True Blood?
Never.
Yeah. The first
Yeah.
season, yeah.
Yeah, he was Anna Paquin's brother on True Blood.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Okay.
You got anything you want to plug before we get out of here, Caesar?
Follow me on Instagram, Caesar J 1284. That's CAESAR J 1284. I'm trying to make new friends.
Thanks for coming on, man. It's always an experience with you.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Yes, we appreciate it.
We have more than enough content. Thank you guys so fucking much. I'm thanking you too, Matt.
Hey man, that's what we're here for. Don't worry, I'm gonna have some content on next couple of days.
But hey, you guys get a bonus episode. It's gonna have to be after this comes out because we had a bonus episode last week. But yeah, but thank you for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page, We Used to Talk About This at Work, and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Used to Talk Pod. Follow me on Letterboxd at BOW1213 and Matt at Mr. King 0257. Come back next week when we review The Long Kiss Goodnight.
And like always, I don't know if this is a good episode. I don't know if it's a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.